We all have bad days on the horn. Maybe you played some lead shows the night before, maybe it was musical night, and you blew your chops open. Maybe, like me, you were working on a piccolo cadenza that just drains the life out of you. How do you come back to the horn the next day when everything feels stiff and you sound a little bit like... Well, this is a trick that I learned actually on here on Instagram. You just take your first slide out. You won't be needing that. If you're playing a C trumpet, you can do it by only attaching it to the top slide tube. You just start on a nice middle G, press the valve down for a second. It's going to sound really funny, but when you open it back up, your sound's going to be way more open. It's magic. I honestly don't know how it works, but as my trumpet teacher says, if you're diligent enough, your worst days can be your best days. If you're like me, sometimes you like to warm up on the cornet with a nice deep mouthpiece. I do this whenever I feel like total crap, because it's kind of the most forgiving instrument I own, I suppose. Flugelhorn's even better. I don't happen to have a flugelhorn. But what you do for cornet takes a little more ingenuity. You have to take the third valve slide off this time, and not bang it against the bell like I just did. Have the first valve pressed down so you're playing a concert E flat, and then press the third valve. And take the screw off for good measure, actually, because if you do not take the screw off all the way, it will vibrate very annoyingly. The pitch is a little bit off, but that's the closest I can get. Some of you orchestral cats swear only by your C trumpet, and that's all well and good. What you do in that case is, once again, you take off the first valve slide, but you put it on the top tube. So now the air will come out of the valve case and go into the first slide and out that way when you press the first valve down. And that has basically the same effect. I have to pull it out a little bit to get it more in tune. I really do not advise warming up on anything higher than a C trumpet, though. You need to start on one of your bigger horns, get the blood flowing that way. You cannot warm up on an E flat or a piccolo trumpet. So that's just a quick tip I've learned.